All right, guys, so let's go ahead and talk about the top 10 best loadouts, which are an overhaul to the new Call of Duty Mobile Season 6 update. And this is going to be a completely new meta with updated guns. And I think it's going to be a lot more diverse season than we've ever seen in the previous updates of Call of Duty Mobile. Because as you guys know, the CBR4 and the Kilo 141 guns in particular have been the most commonly used guns throughout literally the past 5 to 6 seasons straight. So it's good to see that COD Mobile has introduced a ton of new changes to the guns, and a lot of them have been buffed that are very underrated and I miss using. So just moving into the first slot, I did not change the Type 25. You guys know me. I like the Type 25, but before I, show the gunsmith for that, I usually rock with a knife. I usually rock with the female skin. I always rock for, kinetic armor as my specialist. I use the grenade. I use the trophy system. I use UAV, counter, and advanced, obviously because I like to challenge myself and go for nukes. But some of the loadouts, they may be a little bit different in terms of the score streaks and just other, perks and stuff like that. But regardless of that, everything is relatively the same, but this first loadout is the same. So if we go here for the Type 25, right, check out the gunsmith. The only difference is that I removed the stock and I added the MIP extended light barrel, so monolithic barrel, OWC laser, granulated grip tape, and 42 round fast reload. And that's all there is to it for this gun. So moving on to the second loadout, which actually is the DRH. The DRH got a massive buff, and I think honestly it's going to contend for that number one assault rifle spot for sure. And I think, going back to the old roots of the gunsmith itself, when it first came out and as the gunsmith came out, and how people were using the gun within the first couple of life cycles for the gunsmith feature of the COD Mobile. So if we click here for the gunsmith, it's going back to the old roots: mono, OWC Ranger, no stock, 25 round OTM mag, OWC Laser Tactical. This is by far the best gunsmith build in all for the DRH. I've played many ranked games so far with the new changes, and this build is the best. Obviously, there's a lot of vertical recoil hiccups, but I mean, honestly, that's the only thing you have to control. You have great range, great damage, and since the DRH got buffed so much, like it literally 3 shots, like so consistently that it's actually really good to use. It's really nice. So definitely use this gunsmith build. So moving on to loadout number 3, which in my opinion obviously is, no need for an introduction, which is the CBR4. The CBR4 is arguably the best gun in the game, and it didn't even get nerfed this season at all. So obviously this is going to be the number 1 best gun in the game. So CBR4, right? Mono, marksman, white cam light stock, rubberized grip tape, OWC laser tactical. Now you can change the grip tape if you want to granulate it, but for me, because of the amount of vertical recoil this gun has, it's super annoying, and honestly I don't really like to use the CBR4, so I keep a rubberized grip tape just to keep the vertical recoil more in check for me and my personal use. But this gunsmith build is pretty good and pretty up to par with what the competitive players are using. You just got to change the grip tape or do something else, maybe with the foregrip. But this is my style for the gun. I like using it this way, so you can do whatever you want, but this is a good baseline for sure. Moving on to loadout number 4, we have the Kilo 141, obviously my favorite gun in the game, honestly, that COD Mobile has ever released. I think this gun is still good. I think the DRH and the Kilo are up there for sure as like the top 2 like best ARs right now. And you guys know me. If we go to the gunsmith, right, it's just mono, marksman, no stock, large extended mag, and OWC laser. We're very similar to the DRH style with the no stock and the barrel, but with the DRH, you don't want to fully go marksman because you don't want to decrease your mobility. But with this gun in particular, you want to go with marksman because you have a higher mobility with the gun, and the control is a lot better. So on the DRH, you don't want to ruin the control. Moving on to loadout number 5, which is the Bison. I like the Bison. The Bison has been very sound so far in Season 5 and so far in this season. I think it's a great gun to pull out if you're going, with the close range maps or some of those medium range maps. I think it's a phenomenal gun to use. You can really get some nice clips and get some good footage of you just annihilating, legendary opponents. And so I think that if we take a look at the gunsmith build here, this is the best gunsmith build to use. Mono, marksman, OWC laser tactical, large caliber ammo, and granulated grip tape. It keeps the The ADS bullet spread accuracy, very tight, and you have a good amount of range to contest any opponent at large. So yeah, moving on to loadout number 6, we do have the KN-44. This is a surprise pick for most people because it got a really good buff this season, and I really do enjoy using it. It's a phenomenal assault rifle. I love using this now in the new season. So taking a look at the gunsmith build for it, mono, marksman, OWC laser tactical, 44 round extended mag granular grip tape. Obviously this is a heavy duty type of build, meaning that you're going to be posting up a lot, playing objectives, playing really good objective points on the map. So you're going to be playing power positions. You're not going to be rushing constantly, playing aggressive. I mean, you can to a certain extent, don't get me wrong, you absolutely can, but this is the type of weapon where, you know, you're an objective player, you're trying to, you know, clear objectives, you know, clear enemies from important positions on the map. Moving on to loadout number 7, it's going to be none other than the Man of War. The Man of War, okay, at one point throughout COD Mobile's life cycle was the best AR in the game. The buffs that it received is astronomical. I think that the Man of War is phenomenal to use. It's a very fun gun to play with now in the current season. And it's actually going back to the old roots and, you know, just like similar to the DRH with its type of build. If we take a look at the gunsmith build here, Colossus suppressor, OWC Ranger, OWC laser tactical, 30 round extended mag, granular grip tape. Phenomenal gunsmith build. You will have a ton of fun annihilating your opponents. Literally, it's the most fun gun. But keep in mind, this gun, very similar to the KN-44, is a post-up gun, meaning you are playing objectively with it. You're not rushing constantly like you're not, because it has a very slow ADS time. With the KN-44, you can get away with that because it has a faster ADS time. So this one, you got to be patient. You got to be sort of on your point when it comes to you know, just positioning yourself in ways close range to where you can get the gun up to your scoping position and start shooting. So moving on to loadout number 8, where it's none other than the Cordite. The Cordite got a huge buff as well. I definitely enjoy this. I'm so happy that I have the legendary skin for it because it's just phenomenal SMG to use, and I do have a lot of fun using it, and I hope people give it more love. But obviously, you know, seeing that the CBR4 is still the major contender and the major SMG currently, we'll just have to see how it plays out over the course of the update. But going back to the gunsmith build for it, mono, marksman, YKM light stock, OWC laser tactical, 60 round extended mag. I have a little bit of a controversial opinion with this build, just because I think maybe you could take out the barrel and give it a much you can give it the Ranger barrel, meaning that it won't be such a, you know, heavy composition build where you don't reduce the mobility as much. But I personally like the marksman because it just feels like it's the old Cordite from when it first released with the range capabilities. But this is more of an AR build, if you know, so to speak, than rather than the SMG. But you can change the barrel. Other than that, I would keep everything else the same, but just change the barrel. So moving on to loadout number 9, this is honestly phenomenal. I miss the LK-24. The LK-24 used to be my most favorite gun in the game. It used to be my most favorite assault rifle, my most favorite gun. But then ever since, you know, it got nerfed and it wasn't good, and more other guns came out that were a lot better, and then the Kilo came out, which was very similar in terms to the LK-24. Just became my number 1 gun. But obviously this gun, you know, used to be my favorite, but obviously, you know, being the Kilo, hence I use the Kilo so much in all my gameplay. The LK-24, phenomenal gun to use, guys. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Astronomical buffs it received in Season 6. You guys got to give it a try. So, checking out the gunsmith, we got Ranger barrel, classic red dot, OWC laser tactical, 40 round extended mag, and granular grip tape. Phenomenal post-up gun, play objectives, play power positions, annihilate opponents. You can actually play aggressive with this gun, which is what I like because the movement with this weapon specifically is really good, and the control is really nice with it. So that's really the good part about it. Very similar to the KN, but has a lot more punch, you know, when you utilize it to its full extended power. So yeah, this is a phenomenal gun. Make sure to give it some love in Season 6. So moving on to the last loadout, of course, it's going to be the sniper, the DLQ-33. Obviously, I had to have a sniper loadout in here just because, you know, you want to have a sniper. I don't, like I said, ever use a sniper really, but I just have it in here if I do ever want to pull it out, but I normally don't ever play with snipers. So this is going to be the gunsmith build for it. And if we take a look, RTC compensator, MIP light barrel, OWC skeleton stock, OWC laser tactical, and extended mag A. This is kind of a different take on it. I know that many people might not use a muzzle. Maybe you guys might use tactical suppressor instead, but I kind of like this feature combined with the with this perk, which is the Iron Lungs red perk, which you know, keeps your breathing consistent and doesn't make you tremble in the crosshair So I just like to have that. Honestly, it just feels a lot nicer and more fluid for me as a sniper if I do want to pull it out. So yeah, so these are my top 10 loadouts in Call of Duty Mobile Season 6. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please drop a like, please leave a comment, and also if you're new here and you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And also, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. You know, if you're a returning viewer, I really appreciate you guys showing love on my videos. And ever since that, we had a nice bounce back. So I look forward to reading your guys' comments and supporting you guys as well. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.